Chairman, thank you so much, and ranking member and committee members for the opportunity to provide input. This is a great process. I don't know any committee that runs a regular order or healthy congressional legislative appropriations process than your committee, and it's played out well with the partnership with Air Force and the experts on your committee and the ground, the information we get on the ground in my community in West Texas, and the largest B-1 bomber base in the country at Dyess Air Force Base. So I think you got 61 years running now where you guys get an NDAA done. God bless America. I mean, seriously, in this institution, you guys are still, giving Americans and members of Congress hope because of your constructive bipartisan work. So, if I don't say anything else, please hear that. That's the sentiment I know of my colleagues on both sides of the aisle. Now, with respect to, my parochial interest, and but I think these are aligned very much so with the interest of our country, and with respect to the Air Force's 7th Bomb Wing and the 317th Airlift, which is there in Abilene, Texas. We call it the Big Country, and we are proud to host our airmen out there, and have done some really great things together with you and your team over the years, identifying the challenges and opportunities to keep our air arsenal just as strong and effective as possible. I was very pleased. It was a competitive process. I wish I could take credit for it, but the Air Force selected Dyess to be one of the bases for the next generation bomber, the B-21. And everybody's thrilled about that, and looking forward to having that most capable and most lethal bomber in the world flying again out of the Big Country. The challenge has been we've had 62 B-1 bombers, and these guys can be anywhere in the world in 24 hours projecting American strength. Hit any target, anywhere, 24 hours. So suffice it to say, it's integral to our air arsenal, to our prevention, deterrence, and intervention when needed. But recently, the Air Force has retired 17 of these planes, and so we've gone from 62 to 45, but there are only 36 combat coded. So I think we're in a bit of a vulnerable spot, and so I've worked with your team and with the Air Force to make sure that the birds that we have left in the transition to the B-21 are the most lethal and capable they can possibly be. And that's with respect to expanded carry and with hypersonic weapons. And again, your folks have been great to work with. These are the things we've done leading up to this next year's NDAA. So, but we've just got to be vigilant so that this is the most seamless process and there's no disruption to our readiness as we see the world quickly evolving in terms of the threats to our country and our interest. And you guys know that better than I do. So, by the way, no community has won the Barksdale Trophy for the most supportive community for bomber bases more than Abilene. And I just want to brag on them because their reputation preceded me. And if I've been effective in any regard over the last 6 years working with you all, I think it's in large part because of the good work that they've done and the relationships they've had with the Air Force. You get a Texan and a microphone talking about his people, sir.
I can appreciate that.
You know what? I think I've pretty much hit it, but let me just summarize in one statement. We need to continue to develop the B-21 and get it ready for showtime in the next several years. So keep investing in the R&D there, and if we can expedite the onlining and operationalizing of the B-21, let's do it. And then let's continue to make the remaining B-1s as lethal as possible. Those are our priorities. That's our focus. Thank y'all so much for your leadership.